Hey everyone, my name is Max. I'm joined with Darren for Port to Esports, and you just got to play Call of Duty Vanguard. How was that?
More Call of Duty. It was
Yeah.
everything you would want out of more Call of Duty. Kill streaks, solid weapon play, good sound design. It was, good. It was just good Call of Duty overall. And I really think that there's going to be some fun esports matches within Call of Duty Vanguard.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see what the different kind of game modes the CDL is going to end up bringing for Vanguard, but I know there's one brand new mode being brought out, and I think you got to play it a little bit, and it's called Patrol?
Patrol? It is. It is called Patrol. This was a
Interesting.
private beta for press, and this was the first mode we actually got to play on the B-roll right now. That's me, boom, nailing that first kill. But
Impressive.
Patrol is all about where I'm about to head next, which is the point. And the point, oh, that's not different. That's not cool. No, it is. It moves. It's not solid. It's stationary or not stationary. It keeps moving. You have to move with it, and you're out in the open. You don't have any cover. Look, I'm already getting picked off. The really interesting thing about this mode is that the point moves, and with it you have to move. So you have to be quick thinking on your feet in order to figure out, where do we want to attack? We know the points coming. How many points are we willing to give up before we do push it attack? How many grenades do we have? How many stuns do we have? Are we going to drop our resupply here to get more grenades? Like, there's a lot of decision making and chaos within this mode, and I really think that Call of Duty in 2022 for esports would benefit from this mode being in the rotation.
It sounds really aggressive and really fun as well. There are some other competitive games that have a similar mode as this as well. Do you see this one being any different?
Yeah, I mean, we had talked earlier about it a little bit. It's kind of like Payload, but not really, in that you're like on a point that's moving. But that's all the similarities it kind of shows. There's no offense or defense. You're making that choice here when you want to push on the point or when you want to stay back and find the best way to attack that point. So it's a really fun mode. I had a lot of fun personally playing it, and I think the pros and how they play it will be really, really interesting. I think you're going to rack up a lot of kills in pub matches playing this mode, people staying back and just picking off kills and unleashing kill streaks and really not playing the objective. But in pro play, I really do think that this will be one of the more interesting ones to watch if they pick it up.
And there's going to be a big difference between those pug matches and pro play, right? Because you mentioned those kill streaks, and a lot of which you probably got to see in the beta probably won't be in the CDL, right? With those gentleman agreements?
Yeah, the GAs, in the past, in the last Call of Duty in Cold War, they had GA'd out the XM4 and the AK-47, largely because the XM4 was just too good at everything, right? The Call of Duty League itself just kind of throws things out the window as well, things like shotguns, C4, whatever. Within this specific game, I could see a couple different things getting GA'd out. Number one would be the M1928 submachine gun. The reason I think that this might get GA'd out, that has a 50-round drum on it. It is
Whoa.
a little ridiculous that I could take 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 gunfights before I have to reload. Depending on the team size, which we don't know yet for Call of Duty League, that could be an entire squad wipe if you play it right. So I think that that'll get GA'd out for sure. The bar, which I thought was an LMG, and it is not, in this game, it is an assault rifle, is I think going to get GA'd out as well. It's really, really powerful. It's super accurate, very punchy, sounds great. And even a noob like myself was able to get a couple of kills and kill streaks with it. Lastly, in terms of kill streaks, mentioning those, attack dogs I do think are a little bit cheesy, and also just for the safety of puppies everywhere, the attack dog kill streak will probably get GA'd out. Enemies will call it. They can follow the dogs. Now you have a choice. Are you going to kill the dog? Or are you going to kill the enemy that came around the corner? Like, it's just too cheesy and too easy to use. Although it is like a 9 or a 10 kill streak. I think it's 9. So yeah, I do think that those will get GA'd out as well as the Molotovs, which usually do anyways.
And skill streaks always have some tough decision making, right? But I think something that won't be as tough of a decision for you to make would be, what was your favorite gun class to be brought out in the beta?
I personally really enjoyed the bar as a pub player. The STG-44 I think will be a pretty solid staple if it gets picked up as the weapon of choice for pros, which is also an assault rifle, and I utilize that a lot. Good range, good damage, good rate of fire. No real bad angles or lengths for it, except for extreme ranges. Unlike the bar, which could hit at extreme ranges and medium
Oh, I
ranges
bet.
and short, but its only downside, what is its rate of fire? But I think the STG-44, excuse me, was a really really good assault rifle. Um, on the SMG front, if the M1928 is taken out, is G8 out, then you also have the Sten and the MP40, which were available to us in the beta. I think the Sten outplays the MP40 just a little bit. They have very similar damage, but the Sten, has a pretty good rate of fire and is really, really controlled, really, really controllable. So I do think that those are going to be the two SMG choices players are going to come down to, with the Sten edging out the MP40 a little bit.
Was there one gun in the beta, or maybe even when the game fully releases, that really spoke out to you?
That's a great question. It wasn't even a gun that was available outside of a kill streak. It's called the Death Machine. The Death Machine kill streak was wild. It's only 5 kills, but beyond that, it's almost like a minigun with explosive rounds, and the explosive rounds were hilarious to watch, like let fly, and I got a couple of kills with it. But I don't like that was my favorite gun to use, just because explosions. Why not? But I don't. I think that one might be so silly that it might get G8 out as well. But that was definitely a highlight of the beta for me when I did get that. It was pretty fun.
And G8 weapons happen all the time, right? It's just the natural course of the game. But what kind of other guns do you think are going to be probably G8 out for the CDL going into Vanguard's release?
Yeah, I mean, not even G8 out, but I do think the CDL will just keep with their regular things of no shotguns, no LMGs, no mollies, no explosives, no UAVs, things like that. We had a pretty limited set of weapons to choose from, so it's kind of hard to say like what else will get G8 out. I think that'll come over time, through this fall and winter once it's released. That we're going to see discussions about what players are finding that's overpowered or too much to handle, or GA is all about narrowing the skill gap, so you're relying as much as possible on your skill as a player. And the things that are overpowered, like shotguns, which you can one-shot people or two-shot people or whatever it might be, or frag grenades, which are typically pretty overpowered as well. They take those things out so that you can have the purest form of Call of Duty that you can when you're watching the pros. So you're going to see a lot of discussion through social media and on streams from Twitch and YouTube about the pro players being like, I think we're going to be discussing this as being G8 out, or we think we're going to let this one ride,
Darren, I'm so glad you were able to play the beta. Thank you for coming on here today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Max.